Yes, we are here and willing to help you with your questions.
Thank you so much. All right, so my first question is, in terms of religious beliefs, who are the Anu, the Enlil, and the Enki?
Old civilizations and leaders that were part of developing civilizations moving forward. So they are just ancient beings who were leaders, and they were influencing humanity at that time for their own agenda and belief systems.
Thank you. And who are the Elohim and the Nephilim referred to in the Bible?
Right. Yes. So again, they are beings. While people may not believe that they were actually alive, they were. They were human, and they were higher dimensional beings that came in. So their veil was not completely over them, and they were able to do the same thing, to be able to inspire and encourage. And so their works and their stories have been passed down through generation. But we want to say it is almost like Chinese whispers in some regards.
Okay, thank you. And my next question is the element of gold important to the ETs, and are they still seeking it?
Yes, it is a myth. Because humanity is so obsessed with materialism, they think that what is precious to them is precious to the universe, and that is not quite true. There is many technologies to create gold, and it is through alchemy, and it is not a secret for the higher dimensional beings. So this is another example of people's ego and people's perceptions. We say that when you start bartering and controlling people through money and systems with money, it does appear that it is very special and unique. There is no need for us to mine gold from you and for you and then take it to our home planets. We work in energy. We work in metaphysical quantum energy, and we will be using more like crystals to be able to store our energy and work that way. So it's very cute that you think that we need your materialism, but we say you can have it all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my next question is, are both Jesus and John of Zacharias from the book of Luke chapter 1, verse 11 to 25, ET impregnations?
Well, yes, Jesus did know about other beings, absolutely. And so that is referenced with angels throughout the Bible. And so, yes, while humans love their labels, it should not be a surprise that other beings, regardless of whether you want to label them as angels or light beings or different beings such as, in quotation marks, ETs, extraterrestrials, whatever you have to label them, it's the same, really. And the purpose of those messages in the Bible at that point is for you to be able to expand your concepts that there is more than just humans on this planet, and not just humans that can connect to other humans on this planet. Lots of the while lots of the Bible have been edited for other personal agendas, the truth is the truth, and it's been always written that you are able to connect into a higher beings, and that is the way of the universal law.
Thank you. What signs do the ETs give to us to give us hope?
So your question is, what signs do your subconsciouses give you for hope? Well, constantly, always, that you are loved, you are supported, you are here for a mission to experience this lifetime. We are always here to be able to support you. and to nourish you with wisdom and guidance, and to be able to keep guiding you for your life purpose that you have written in your contracts. And so we will nudge you gently this way and that way. We'll inspire you, we'll make people available to you suddenly out of the blue. You'll hear from an old friend. It is about us encouraging and inspiring you all to work together as teams and to be able to move through life more gracefully as you are mastering and releasing all the lower emotions that life has to offer you.
Thank you. My next question is, how did the world religions come to pass, and why are they so autonomous? Why are they all so autonomous?
Mm-hmm. It is just like saying, how did all different cultures start? It all is just through leaders and guidance and leadership and people who feel like they need to share and express their belief systems. And so it is just people who feel like they want to support others and lead others, and people who listen. Some of this has been through love and nurturing and inspiration, and others have been control and manipulation.
Indeed, yes. And what is the motivation of the Luciferians? What is their end goal?
Well, let's just say that when man-made constructs are trying to scare the shit out of you, potentially it is to control you further and to keep you in with their rules. And so, you know, it is purposeful what their agenda is for stepping stones for people to see things as it is. You have to eat and try all the flavors of ice creams to realize that the avocado ice cream is not your favorite. And so you need to learn and grow from different experiences. The Luciferians, as we say, one branch that are there to show the light workers that there is physical beings here that are trying to call upon the darkness. They are not very successful at the moment. But the fear, when you hear the word Lucifer, it gives you a shiver and think, oh goodness, no, that monster's going to get me. And as you know, the Archangel Lucifer is actually a very loving, caring, compassionate being for humanity. And so his name is being bastardized, shall we say. And fear has been used by man to mislabel him, misterm him, and abuse his name with no regard for his true purpose, and to create a monster just like demons and the devil to be able to scare people into manipulation and control. And while there are many people that know about the Luciferian religion, shall we say, but you know, we don't really endorse we don't really endorse much religions because most of them are corrupt. But we want to say that if you feel love and inspiration from your religion, that is fantastic. Well done. We love that for you. But for the Luciferian religions, for the people who know that there are people as servicing themselves and dedicating their time for that, scares them. And so while the Luciferians are very weak with their stance and actually very ill-effective, it's the belief systems of other people who think, oh my gosh, they're so powerful. Oh my God, they're calling on the devils to kill us all and control us and eat our children. And we want to say that the myths about the Luciferians are so greatly exaggerated. It is like seeing a little spider on your finger in the dark, turning a torch on, and then seeing the shadow of the spider completely enclosing the wall and projecting out this gigantic spider that is the size of your house. When in reality, it is a tiny little jumping spider that has never harmed a fly because it likes something else. And the light is shining and magnifying this. And this is what we want to talk to you about today, is the light workers who are shining the light on this small spider, creating fear. creating worry, and using their own fear to create a different agenda, which is not about shining the light on the tiny spider and showing the world the insignificance of that spider. They are spreading and exaggerating and disempowering themselves and others because of their own fear and not seeing the truth and wanting to be afraid and victims. And we're saying to you, there is a time for this to end, because you need to shine the light of all. And this is part of Archangel's, Lucifer's message to you. Shining the truth, shining the light on all the truth will actually correctly shape and see very clearly what you're dealing with. Don't cast shadows to exaggerate. Turn on the light. Switch on the light in the room. See that tiny little innocent jumping spider playing its role. Stop exaggerating. Stop buying into worry, fear, and doubt. Unite each other with the truth. Stop using your drama to get attention and seeking fear from other people, because it's not serving you and it's not serving humanity.
Thank you. I really like that message very much.
The vehicle is saying, I hope that didn't scare anyone, because it was them coming out so strongly, because they're so passionate about it now, because they see so many light workers disempowering themselves and others. And it's time to stop. It's time to stop being victims. It's time to see all the purposes of everything and put your priorities right. Trusting the universe, trusting everyone is protected, trusting that your spiritual team is always there for you and you're not alone, victims to this nonsense that you keep reproducing, recreating in your minds. It needs to stop.
Yes, I fully agree. Yeah. I'm almost afraid to ask my next question now.
We are sorry for our passion, and we wanted to get your attentions and to hear it profoundly from us without any confusion. So we used our energy. It may have scared people, but you need to listen to the message, and the message is to turn on the light and see the truth. And the truth is a tiny little insignificant, scared little spider who is wanting to do its own thing. And that's how you must see the dark. And the spider's consciousness is saying, I was never the dark anyway. I was just trying to find my way. I was trying to find my way back home. I have a little web somewhere, and I'm scared now because you, big light being, is holding me up. And you're shining bright light on me, and I'm scared because I don't want to be squished. And thank you for having unconditional love for me and not squishing me, because I have my purpose too. I want to eat sandflies.
Oh, well, you know how much I love spiders. Okay, I'm going to be brave and ask my next question. Mm-hmm. And thank you for all those amazing, incredibly powerful messages. I know we need to hear it right now. I know that right now there's a lot going on in the world, and we're getting pulled back and forth in different directions. And, we're trying to hold our light. And at the same time, we're also living here in this 3D units. We just have to get out of our heads and just have trust, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Trust in yourself. If you trust yourself to know your moral compass, you're not going to be susceptible to anything that is going to jump out and scare you at nighttime. So, trust. You can trust yourself. If you don't trust anyone else, trust yourself. The more you trust yourself, the more you're going to make good decisions, the more you're going to be able to be proud of yourself and empower yourself. And so, that's how you gain trust of others, is because you know that you're so strong within yourself. You can comfortably, reassuringly support other people with their own opinions, and know that it's not going to affect you. If someone's wanting to deeply convince you that mint ice cream is the best ice cream of all, while yours is hokey pokey, you can understand and respect their passion and vigor and all their excitement for their flavor. And you can encourage them and support them and say, fantastic, I'm so happy for you. You found your favorite flavor. And, that is, I'm so happy for you, my friend, because I want you to have happiness. I've tried it. It doesn't really, do anything for bringing my joy into my ice cream eating moments. But, I have this flavor. And, it doesn't mean that because I'm having this hokey pokey ice cream that your flavor now is suddenly disgusting or wrong. We both can enjoy the same, but different flavors. And this is how we need to respect everyone's belief systems. This is how we should be able to support each other's feelings. This is how we should support each other's experiences. While it's very sad for the people who are in the fifth dimensional mindset to look down and see the people who are still struggling in the 3D because of their ego, because of all the things that they still need to master and overcome. Their immaturity to their spiritualism is really what's going on there. Doesn't mean that they are not advanced beings in different lifetimes, but you can't just sit there lazily in the third dimension knowing you're a bigger being and saying it's all fine. I'm going to be a bigger being. I am a bigger being, so I don't need to do any inner work here in the 3D. Wrong. Your reason that you're here in the 3D is to work and to be able to inspire and experience all the things that have to explore in the third dimension and be able to master it and empower yourself and empower others. Because while you're lazy sitting there in the 3D, you're taking energy from the collective and you're disempowering others. And it is not something that really is service to all. And you'll know when you are, that's not your life purpose to sit there in 3D, when many things around you start collapsing.
Yes. Thank you for that message. That was very, very great to hear. Okay, I'm going to ask my question now. So what will happen to our, I have to laugh, I'm sorry. What will happen to our stock market when the new quantum financial system is implemented? Is it worthwhile selling the stocks we have right now? And do you have any stock tips?
Oh yes, money, 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 money. How exciting for you to have money. And the more money you have, the better your lives are. Let us think about this for a while. If only people were focused on their spirituality and how to best to use their time and their excitement on spirituality and wanting to grow their spirituality. This is a very, very 3D question, and we find it amusing, but we understand because you're still so indoctrinated in believing that money is the answer to everything. And unfortunately, when people do get lots of money, you may not be able to use it to empower your spirituality. When you have money, you think you can sit back and not do the inner work because that seems, I have people to do that for me, right? No, your inner work is your own inner work. You can't get a maid to do your inner work. You can't ask a friend. It is your own inner work. And so regardless of how much money you do have or don't have, your responsibility is to still focus on your spirituality. And we want to remind you that the reason why you're here in this lifetime here now, no one's life purpose is to get as much money as possible. That is not anyone's life purpose here. Sorry to break people's hearts and hopes and dreams. This is not anyone's purpose. Your purpose here is for spiritual growth. Your purpose here is to be unconditional, loving being, even though you know some of the emotions and some of the experiences you've had with people have been painful, challenging, disempowering, heartbreaking, and all the other things you know very well. So money, 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 money. Yes, yes, yes. We'll get back onto topic. Right. So yes, your stock exchange is very interesting because it's mostly based on corruption. So would you like more corruption to continue on, or will you accept that there needs to be all resets of all corruptions? There is your answer for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I have a couple more questions. So why are some people given recollection of who they are as infants and are able to remember, while others cannot? Does this have anything to do with their life contracts?
It is about them remembering other past lifetimes. And the more you get older and the more you are spending days, shall we say, away from the awesome power of source, and you are growing and getting denser and denser and denser and denser and denser into this lifetime, the more you're realizing that other people around you are more disconnected to source. You're mimicking their systems, you're mimicking their beliefs and approaches. And so the older you become, the less you realize you can't talk about your imaginary friends, or you can't talk about other things, because it is you sense that it is not what other people are experiencing or accepting. And so often people are allowed to recall certain things from their past lifetimes, for them to recall it throughout their entire lifetimes, for them to remember and know that there is something else more than just this lifetime they're in now.
Thank you. And my last question is regarding contracts. Why do, quote, bad things happen to good people?
And bad things happen to bad people, and good things happen to good people, and everything in between. Again, we want to say all good people, we want to say there is no good or bad people, there is people. And so we want to say all experiences, again, are like all of the flavors of the ice creams, and you must try all of them. You can't experience a lifetime and have the full experience if you're just sticking to the one flavor. You must master and experience all of the flavors, all the uniqueness of all of them, plus have combinations. And so we have used this analogy before, but we want to share it again. And so it is about the good people needing to enjoy or experience and learn and grow from the prune flavored ice cream. And it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it is about learning and growing from it. You cannot grow from something if you haven't tasted it. And while there are some fussy eaters out there that are saying, no, I'm not going to eat that because it looks blah, or I've heard this, or I don't like this flavor, you have to literally experience it to grow from it. And so while the question is, why is good people experiencing bad things? Well, there's a very judgmental position of it. There is no bad. It feels bad. It is challenging. You have to overcome it. But it is about empowering and expanding, using those opportunities for those challenging situations, and to be able to play your part with all of the other people there to be able to learn and grow from it. Those people that want to keep holding on to the trauma of it and reliving it and reliving it and reliving it and just not letting it go, they're still experiencing that. Today, many people here who have grown so profoundly in their spirituality could have the repeat situation that they've had in their prior lifetime happen to them today, and it not affect them and not disempower them and not completely destroy them as it did a few years ago. And so it is about seeing your individual growth, seeing your milestones, and seeing how your spirituality has blossomed and grown.
Thank you. Do you have any final messages for us today?
Okay, so getting back to the contracts and the good people having bad experiences. You have all signed up for your, in quotation marks, bad experiences because you needed to experience it. You needed to live it, feel it, breathe it, eat it. You needed to completely immerse yourself in it for those learning lessons. It's so important. And if you've had many lifetimes and you've still, you didn't react the right way that you wanted to do this time, or, there's, we want to say this with death. when you have many, many, many lifetimes here, when you sign your life contracts and you plan it, you want to die different ways, not because it is horrific or horrible, but it is about the experiences. So you get to choose your life contracts and how you want it to work out for you for the different growth. You don't want to have the same thing time and time again, because you're stagnant. There's many opportunities to experience all different things. So sorry, we brought up death because we understand it can be a very triggering thing, but we want people to be reminded that death is just simply a cycle. And when you are stuck in profound grief, you're grieving for yourself, for the physical connection of that person, but you are not honoring that life as such, and not allowing your spirituality to actually be able to be applied. You can connect with that person who has passed on. Not that many people have connections daily with people, and you know that you can pick up the phone and call them, and you know that you can reach out in different formats to the people you're living with. So why would you then suddenly think that it's going to stop when they've passed on? You know that there is channeling. You know that there is many other means to be able to connect to people who have moved on from the physical. And so we're not trying to be uncompassionate at all, but we're trying to remind you that death is not an end. Death is merely one part of a cycle that you're all upon. And we say this with much love.